Hello, and welcome to Small Biz Catalyst. I am your host, Ayiset Abilogun. Join me as we explore ways that we as small business owners can pay ourselves a growing six-figure salary without pulling out our hair. Whether you're a small business owner or an economic development professional, this show is for you. Let's explore together. And if you listen to the end, I will share some grants that might be beneficial to your business. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Small Biz Catalyst. And today we have a guest that's no stranger to you. And we're talking about a topic that you are gonna love. Actually, one of our most requested, most listened to episode was when Tracy came on board last year. So as we are going to talk about money, I'm going to let Tracy introduce herself to you one more time for those of you who are new to this show and you get to know what she's about. And then I'm going to share what we're going to learn today with you. All right, Tracy, why don't you take it away?
All right. Well, I'll just do it kind of short and sweet. So I'm Tracy Irby. I'm the director of the Center for Women Entrepreneurs at Texas Women's University. I have been a serial entrepreneur, so I know what everybody's going through business-wise. And I just really love to help entrepreneurs. And in my career here, I have judged or looked at over 7,000 grant applications.
Wow.
Yeah, so thrilled to be here. Thanks for having me back.
You are welcome. And audience, at the end of today's episode, I want you to be able to access available grants. And there is one that Tracy has in store for you. It's open until October. So please go get that money. And then 2, I want you to understand how to position yourself successfully for a grant. And 3, we want you to learn common mistakes that could cost you a grant opportunity. Oh, and as bonus, we're going to be sharing some spam or scam opportunities that you want to avoid. So Tracy, you've judged over 7,000 grants. Oh my gosh. What are some grant pitfalls that you've seen?
Oh, well, there's so many, but there's some common themes each and every year that we see. And the number one, and I may have said this before, but I say it every year, every single time, is read, read, read. People are not going in and reading the guidelines. They aren't paying attention what they need to send in. They don't know what a budget is. Sometimes people just go to the application and don't even read the guidelines or the FAQ. We have a dedicated email just for asking questions. So if you aren't sure, just ask a question ahead of time. Many times people don't know if something is right, but they just send it in. We want you to send in what we ask for. It's not what you think we want. It's going to be those things that we really require. And one of those is proving your business is woman-owned. All right. You have to be 51% or more woman-owned. And we ask for your business formation document. A formation document is your DBA, your LLC, certificate of formation, every page showing the owners and managers. Partnerships, again, will need the agreements. If there is a man on there, if you have not ever done your certificate or your organization files showing you have 51% and it's just you and your husband, then you aren't woman-owned. You have to prove your woman-owned business is 51% or more. So those are some of the things that we really see in the beginning. Again, as part of not reading, sometimes we get nonprofits. Well, we love nonprofits, but we are funded with state funds, and they opt to be tax exempt. No one owns a nonprofit. You can't pass it on to your family.
That's
true.
You
can't even have it considered woman-owned because nobody actually owns that.
It is an incorporation.
Exactly. So those are some of the most common pitfalls that we have. And then asking questions without looking at the guidelines or the FAQ. Probably half of the questions I will send back and I will copy and paste from our guidelines or FAQ that
Wow.
specifically answer that question. You know, I get passionate about this and I
I
can talk a
know.
lot about these, but I'm going to say, do not send, and this is on our list, do not send an EIN. That is
Mhm.
not a business formation document, and they don't verify that your business is woman owned. No sales and use tax permit, no passports. Why we had send only what we ask for. I've had somebody send a driver's license and a credit card.
What?
Do not guess, just send what the requirements ask for and nothing else.
That's even risky, like sending all that personal information that's not requested.
Exactly. We just want your business formation documents.
So you've got, and people always tell me this, oh my gosh, how do I get grant for my for-profit business? You've got a grant coming up, the StartHer Grant, if I remember correctly. Tell us about that grant, what it's supposed to do, and how long it's been around, and how can people get access to it?
All right. Well, this is our ninth year of this grant, so we're very,
Woohoo!
very excited to do this. The Start Her Grant is for new businesses. They have to be 5 years or less in business. So, of course, it has to be woman owned. The business has to be formed. And sometimes people don't realize I can just go down to my county clerk and get a DBA, assumed name, for about $25.
And then you're in business.
Exactly, and that is your business formation document, and that one, as the sole proprietor, usually just has one name, and that's all we need.
Wow. Oh my gosh. And this starter grant is for $5,000.
Yes. So, the way it works obviously, we're at a university, so there's an educational component to
Okay.
it as well. So, they have to do 3 hours of small business advising.
Okay.
They have to go through our small business training course. It's 4 to 5 sessions where we go through some of the basics of starting a small business. They
So
also have to
cool.
complete a full business plan with 3 years of financials. Because we found many times numbers aren't people's favorite thing,
I
and
know.
they don't pay as much attention to it as they should, and knowing those numbers can really help you grow your business. Or if you still have a job that you're working, you can work on those financials and say, "Hey, I can quit my day job here." So there's a lot of things to consider when applying for a grant.
So I want to come back to the financials, because you're talking about a business that could be a DBA. So is that financials for the last 3 years or financials like projections for the upcoming 3 years since you're
So
working with startups?
so what we want is them to do it from after they receive the grant funding. So then we can
Oh, so
see,
projecting three
you know,
years ahead.
and that how the 5,000 is gonna help their business.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. So, guys, I mean, if you're just starting out, $5,000 could make a big difference to, you know, growing your business. Whether
Yes.
that's investing it in so can they use it for like marketing, use it
There
for,
are all kinds of different things. They can do marketing. Now, you can't use it to pay wages, but
yeah.
you can hire a consultant, and there's a difference there.
Okay.
And so we've had them do that. Some are buying office supplies, some have bought computers, one bought a trailer. So there's so many different types of things.
Wow.
Every business is different. So we just want to see a project that they can complete in 6 months. Now, you cannot include in your budget sales tax.
Okay.
Um, so
So you're
there
not paying
are
anybody's taxes, even if it's sales tax.
exactly. So we are exempt. So that was one of the requirements. The school's like, okay, we aren't going to pay for any taxes.
Wow.
So
So, oh my
there
gosh.
are certain things they can't do. But if they aren't sure, just send us an email and say, is it okay if this is my project? And I don't know if I've ever told anybody no, but it's always good to check if you're unsure.
That is awesome. This is so cool. So if you're a podcaster like me and I'm not applying, not because I don't want the money, but because other things, other reasons, we've been in business for quite a while. So we do want people who really need it to really get this money. So you could use it. Let's say you have a consultant that's helping you set up, or you need to buy the equipment to start your podcast. You could use it for that.
Yes, definitely.
Oh
And
my
we've
gosh.
had people use it for podcast equipment before.
Oh,
So
that is awesome. And so just to go back again, you said you have to be new in business. How new? Could it be like 3 years, 5 years? Is there like a age range?
5 years, there's a certain date on the application that your business has to be formed
Okay.
that date up to today.
That is awesome. I'm actually already thinking of people in my network right now that could take advantage of this. So beyond the podcast, I'm going to send it out in emails and different formats for people to come and apply. So, I mean, how many of these do you give away every year?
So it varies sometimes based on our funding. Typically, we give $5,000 grant.
Wow, $50,000. That is pretty cool.
To date, we've given $2,470,000 to women-owned businesses in the state of Texas.
Woo! And you know why I'm celebrating that? Because, I lead Texas Entrepreneur Ecosystem, and our goal is to support businesses in Texas. And this is one of the ways that we really want to, connect entrepreneurs with resources. It's things like this, grants like this. And so $2 million invested in Texas business just makes me go, woo, hoo, hoo.
Well, and just think, I mean, with your mission too, how much we're adding to the economy.
Oh,
just
yeah.
from this, we are growing businesses in Texas. We're hiring people, and all of those is making a really strong impact on the state of Texas.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So I want to talk about something else. I know we're laser focused on the StartHer Grant, but folks, these tips carry into other grant applications that you might be submitting. So read. I mean, I'm taking notes just like I did last year. Read, follow the guidelines, present what is asked, not what is not asked. I know last year you were like, don't ask for less than what we're given. So if there's a certain amount,
5,000 is the grant, so don't ask for 4,999 or 5,050 cents. The grant amount is 5,000 even. And with that, when you're doing your budget, if you get and you're going over the 5,000, we ask for source and use of funds. So you can put owner investment grant funds. But if you show that our grant, some we've had showing their 30,000. No, our grant's only 5,000. So that's why we ask them to send in what it is they're going to be spending the money on.
that's
So
pretty cool.
5,000 is 5,000.
Hey dear, if you're just joining us, this is Small Biz Catalyst. We would like to invite you into our Tag a Business team. Here's what you need to do. Nominate a small business of your choice, tag them on our website at smallbizcatalyst.org. That's small, BIZCATALYST.org. Tell us your name, give us your email address, because that's how we'll be able to tell you if you're a winner or not. And then give us a website to a business of your choice. It could be your business or somebody else's. Once you've tagged a business, you'll be entered for a $25 drawing to a local business of your choice. We'll announce winners every month. And now, back to the show.
Now, so if somebody got really super ambitious and they're like, oh my gosh, if I can apply to this grant and I can follow instructions, I should probably pursue other grants. What caution do you have in mind for them? Are there like scam opportunities that they need to watch out for? And how could they identify that? You might have a great story.
Well, I have a few stories actually, and I really hate to see this because our application is pretty easy. And if you just follow it and answer the questions, you don't need a grant writer or you don't need to start looking at other grants. When you're looking, you want to make sure you're looking for credible companies. So just recently, somebody sent me a message and they said, I just got a text that says I won $25,000 on the HER grant.
What?
And I'm thinking, okay, ours is not called the HER grant. Our grant isn't open. So I sent her an email. I replied to her email and I said, her grant is not ours. Ours isn't open. And I said, be careful. There are a lot of grant scams out there. And so she stopped everything right then. So I looked at the first page of the website and it looked pretty good. It said they also work with the SBA and other entities. And at the bottom, had the grant, the company name, and then it said supported by SBI IR, which is affiliated with the SBA. So it's like, huh. So I went to page 2, and all of a sudden you could tell this was not written by somebody in the United States. There were glaring grammatical errors, and somewhere it said very trusted site. Okay. Okay. The verbiage isn't quite right or anything else. Why would you need to say that? So then I go to another page and to just apply. Now, beware, beware, beware. They wanted your driver's license or a passport. Hello. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I do even a little more research and research the domain. And as I looked it up, there was an address. So I put the address in Google Maps and it showed up to be a parking lot in Iceland.
What? What?
Right?
Wait, a parking lot is giving out grants in Iceland?
Yeah, so, there's just way too many things wrong there, and people really need to do their research. There are a lot of Facebook groups I've noticed too, and they never send me the grant information. Sometimes people refer to the SBA and call it the wrong name,
Wow.
and they're clever, but just verify with an agency or look it up and see if there are reviews or anything else. I did report this actually to the SBA
Hello?
and the Federal Trade Commission because we don't want to see people getting scammed when they think they're applying for a grant. So truly for anything when they're applying for grants or anything else, that they really check out the company, check to see that it's legitimate. We are Texas Women's University. Come to our website at Texas Women's University. You can verify, but do that with other things as well. I think I had started, I don't know if I finished telling you that there are a lot of grant scams in
Yes.
Facebook and other groups, and nobody ever sends you the info. If you want info on the grants, type grants, and I type grants, but nobody ever tells me names of grants. So
Wow.
people need to be really careful on this. So it's we don't want to see anybody burned or all their personal information taken and used against them.
Absolutely. I mean,
There,
just
yeah.
the idea of sending your passport or driver's license to unknown persons, just guys, for most part, no one is ever going to ask you for your personal information for a grant. If they need to confirm something, it'll probably be about your business, not likely not your social security number for sure.
No. And there may be some things if you are awarded, but you shouldn't have to send anything ahead of time.
That's true. Oh my gosh. So, what grants are currently available for listeners to take advantage of? I know we've talked about the StartHer Grant, and ladies, if you're listening, take advantage of that. When does that grant close, by the way?
It's actually September 26th when that closes. So it's open for one whole month. So it
Wow.
opened today. So please check it out. And if there are questions, send them to that grant email. And we don't allow phone calls anymore. And just for the reason we want documentation and the response. It's for our protection and your protection if you're an applicant, that the answer is right there. There are also other sites, though. NerdWallet has 43 grants for women-owned businesses. Those on there, I recognize the names because I look at those sites too to make sure that things like that have legitimate grants out there. So there are a
That's
lot of
pretty
different
cool.
ones, available all the time.
So, what advice do you have for today's entrepreneur?
Oh my gosh, there's so much, but one thing, I don't think many entrepreneurs realize how many free resources are out there for them. Not only our center, but small business development centers. I mean, we're in DFW. There's tons of resources here. Don't ever feel like you're alone in your journey. I mean, we offer free small business advising, small business development centers do. There's so many free resources for you. Get involved in the community and go to events for entrepreneurs. But really, just get out there and learn. You're not going to know everything when you start, but still start. Sometimes there's that analysis paralysis that we can't start till it's perfect. Well, this is business. It's never going to be perfect.
Amen to that.
And I don't really like to ever use the word fail. You just didn't learn it yet. I mean, this is an ongoing thing. You learn throughout the whole life of your business, but there's so much free help out there for you. Take advantage of it so you never feel alone, especially solopreneurs. That can be very limiting. So get out and get around other entrepreneurs, and it will help you grow as well.
That's pretty cool. So I love that phrase. You just didn't learn it yet. That is so awesome. I mean, and such a positive way to reframe things so that we are not like focusing on negative energy, but we're using the positive energy to move forward.
Right.
I love that. Tracy, how could people connect with Texas Women University, the Center for Women Entrepreneur? What would you like to leave our audience with?
Oh, well, there are multiple ways. They could email us at CWE, like for Center for Women Entrepreneurs, at TWU.edu. We are TWUC on all social media sites. We also have a very vibrant YouTube page so you can learn anytime, day or night.
That's pretty cool. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your expertise, your experience with us, and for sharing this big opportunity, finance opportunity with our audience. I can't wait to see how many people get to take advantage of this. And so there'll be many more of grants applications in your future.
Exactly. So one other thing just to add, there's no rush. We often get grants day one, and I can tell you most of those are disqualified because they got in a hurry. There's no prize for being first. This is not a rolling grant. So take your time.
Take your time, fill it out correctly, give exactly what's been asked for. Read.
And email us if you're not sure. Don't
ask
submit.
questions. There are no dumb questions here.
Exactly. So we're always happy to help.
Oh, thank you so much. This is such a pleasure, and it's always a delight to get together with you, and just such a joy to share such a resource with our team. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.